Leave a like on the video if you can see my dog in the reflection. What is going on, you guys? Bashtian here, and today we're coming at you on a very cold San Antonio day. Can't wait for this freaking cold wave to be over. It has been the most, bipolar weather I have ever been a part of, and you know what? I just want it to be summer already. Is that too much to ask for? Just saying. So today, guys, we're gonna be checking out a Trickstar Mysterune deck profile. I am super excited for Mysterune to come out as an archetype here in the TCG. I really hope it comes sooner rather than later. I'm not exactly sure which set is going to be coming in because I've really just been having fun playing the deck against other people online. It is really hard to actually finish a match with this deck though, because it is extremely toxic, as you know, as the kids say. So why would I mix Trickstar with this deck? Because there is no better deck in the TCG that facilitates adding a card to your hand that says banish your opponent's entire hand, and does it more effectively. Well, the only deck that does it is Trickstar. So it really just helps out the whole Mysterune strategy overall. Just be able to go ahead and get rid of more cards from your opponent's deck overall. Now, other cards that are also extremely efficient in the Mysterune deck are cards like Present Card. Another card I should say that is I would say is more or less mandatory in this deck has to be a card like Pot of Prosperity. Only reason I say Pot of Prosperity is because it is really essential to search for the specific Mysterune cards. However, it is really nice to be able to have the brand new Mysterune card, because pretty much each and every single spell card in this deck will search you the field spell, which is the main one you want to guarantee yourself having. And then the Pot of Prosperity, you can just go ahead and grab a Present card or a Candina or a Trickstar Reincarnation, just whatever it is that you need at that current time. So let's go ahead and go into the deck profile, guys. First, we play triple Candina and double Lycors with the one Lilybell. It's pretty much pretty standard Trickstar package. You don't need a third Lycors because you really are playing the Trickstar package just to go ahead and be able to search out your reincarnations and your Trickstar festivals. So the reason I play Trickstar Festival is because you can go ahead and use those two tokens to summon two Trickstar Blooms, and Trickstar Bloom says if this card is link summoned, you can make your opponent draw one card. So that is really good, because then again it helps you go ahead and proceed into your plays a little bit further. Then you go ahead and make your two Trickstar Blooms into a Trickstar Crimson Heart, in which case both you and your opponent will get to draw one card, and if your life points are 2,000 or more higher than your opponent, then you draw two instead of one, which again, it just adds a consistency. It's pretty much a free draw three for your opponent plus draw one for you, and essentially you don't care how many cards your opponent's going to be drawing, because that is the end game, is to pretty much make them deck out. You don't really activate monster effects in here except for Trickstar Candina. That's literally it. So you're not worried about having their cards that negate monster effects, things like that. You really just need your spells to go off. So the second you face Naturia Beast with this deck, you will lose. So let's hope that doesn't happen. You're one terraforming. You do play 3 field spells in this deck by way of the Spring of Mysterune and Trickstar Light Stage. That's really all you need. There are other builds I've made where it's purely a spell build, in which case I will put Mystic Mine in there, because I will always have less monsters than my opponent, essentially, so that's really good as well. Triple Pot of Prosperity, again, for the consistency as well. 3 Points of Mysterune. Points of Mysterune is without a doubt the best Mysterune card besides the field spell. So essentially, Points of Mysterune allows you to add any Mysterune card from your deck to your hand, and then banish top card of your opponent's deck. So really good, amazing search card as well. Again, quick play spell. So the main thing with this is that you can chain them to your draw phase in order to prevent you getting drolled or anything like that as well, which is just fantastic as far as I'm concerned. You can play in your draw phase. It's absolutely crazy. Then you play triple of your Mysterune of Brilliant Flame. So what this allows you to do is target an opponent's special summon monster and destroy it, then banish top 2 cards of your opponent's deck. So essentially, you are going to be facing a lot of... all of these make you skip your next battle phase. So you're not going to be inflicting any battle damage to your opponent. You do have to find creative ways to go ahead and pop your monsters. I think this should be a 3 of for sure. And then you play double of your Mysterune Destruction, which lets you target one spell trap your opponent controls, destroy it, then banish the top 4 cards of your opponent's deck. That's already 10% of their deck gone, so that's ridiculously good. Next, you play one Mysterune of Dispel. So if your opponent adds a card from their deck to their hand, except during the draw phase, you can discard one random card from their hand, then banish top 2 cards of your opponent's deck. I only played it at 1 because it's a little bit more situational. Yes, you can make them draw cards with this archetype, and then with Trickstar Reincarnation, but it doesn't come up nearly as much and doesn't have as much interruption power, so I'm just going to go ahead and play this guy at 1. 3 of your Mysterune of Freezing Curse. So what this allows you to do is target an effect monster your opponent controls, negate its effects, then banish top 3 cards of your opponent's deck. So this is fantastic because it's essentially like a Widow Anchor, or a Chalice. You just chain, negate, and you move on, you know? So really good card as well. Mysterune of Slumber. Trigger face a monster in the field, applies effect to it, banish top 3 cards of your opponent's deck, and once that is done, that monster cannot attack. Also, next time it will be destroyed by the card effect, it's not destroyed. So you really want to go ahead and just target your opponent's monsters to prevent them from attacking, and you're also banishing cards from your top of your opponent's deck. Nuts. This deck is just nuts. Your opponent draws 1 card, then you banish top 4 cards of their deck. Like, that is just fantastic, I want to say. And again, the more cards they have in their hand, the more effective cards like Present Card and Trickstar Reincarnation will be as well. Next, you play the 2 copies of Mysterune of Raging Storm. Banish a card from your opponent's deck equal to the number of cards they control. Again, if your opponent wants to go off combo, summon out 5 monsters, set 5, that's perfectly fine. You activate this card, they banish top 10, and you're good to go from there. 1 of your Deceit of the Mysterune. So what this allows you to do is pretty much anytime a quick play spell is activated, doesn't matter if it's banishing or not, you get to banish top card of your opponent's deck. Just really speeds up the process. It really works like a Trickstar Light Stage. So Trickstar Light Stage, whenever your opponent takes effect damage due to a Trickstar card, it attacks on another 200 points of damage. This pretty much serves the exact same purpose, except instead of inflicting battle damage, you are inflicting anything, you're just banishing your opponent's deck. Double of your Spring of Mysterune. This field spell is just absolutely outrageous. It's better than a Pot of Greed. So you activate a Mysterune quick play spell from your hand during your opponent's. You can activate Mysterune quick play spell cards from your hand during your opponent's turn, which gives it like a magical musketeer type of effect. Once per turn, if you activate a Mysterune quick play spell, you can target up to 3 Mysterune quick play spells in your graveyard, place them on the bottom of the deck in any order, and then draw that many cards. So you can target up to 3. So you want to maximize on this card, wait until you have 3 in the grave, and activate this, and then shuffle all 3 back into the bottom of the deck, and then draw 3 cards. Absolutely just ridiculous. Doesn't say during your opponent's turn, during your turn, you know. It's really good. And then of course your triple Reincarnation and your triple Present Card as well. For the extra deck, it is not complicated whatsoever. You play triple Gary, Fangs of the Mysterune. You play triple Moonin, Wings of the Mysterune, and then you play 2 of the Huggin, Wings of the Mysterune. 2 Huggin only because if this card in the field is destroyed by battle or card effect, you can return it to the extra deck. So it puts itself back into the extra deck. There's no reason to play more than that, but you do want to play multiples just because you want the Pot of Prosperity targets. I have also tested out playing Super Polymerization in this deck and having those targets in here as well. So that's another way that you might be able to get monsters on board, just give you a little bit more protection if you want to play a little bit more safe. But again, the purer you're going to keep the Mysterune deck, the better. I just believe that the Trickstar engine helps facilitate the end goal of the deck, which is to deck out your opponents. So the easier you can go ahead and get that done, the better, right? So that is the Mysterune Theory deck profile, guys. Let me know what you guys think in the comment section down below. Honestly, I'm just super excited for Mysterune to come out. I'm not sure if I'm going to play with Trickstar or if I'm going to play pure just yet, but as the time goes on, I will be putting up a few more deck profiles for Mysterune. After this one, I am going to be doing a Mysterune Sky Striker deck profile. That's going to be a lot of fun, being a purely spell heavy deck then definitely looking forward. So if that's something you're interested in, go ahead and leave a like, subscribe for more videos, and comment down below what is your favorite deck coming in the near future. We have Valiant, we have Labyrinth, we have Mysterune, so many really cool decks coming in the near future, guys. Let me know what you guys think in the comment section down below. Subscribe for more, and I will go ahead and see you guys in the next one.